Here we are, folks. Sticker update has been resolved. Servers are working, and we should be getting live into the action here momentarily. Tech pause has been called and should elapse very shortly. I'm Boggs, joined by Pineapple Phillips, and this is the final, the grand final, the South American ESL Challenger Katowice closed qualifier. Just to clarify, this is not for the main ESL or IEM Katowice. This is for a challenger level event. But don't get me wrong, for both of these two teams, it may as well be a trip to Spodek.
Yeah, it's a big trip, a lot on the line. Keep in mind that main tournament has a $100,000 prize pool, and only one of these two teams will be able to grace Katowice with their presence. So pressure is on. Again, we have the exact same vetoes as yesterday. To recap, this map ended 16-2 in Made in Brazil's favor. 9Z started on the CT side, though. That is the less favored side. This time around, they will wisen up. They will choose the favored side on paper. That is the T side. Let's see if they have any strategy in mind. Quick B play, good utility in, but there's two players on the plat, and they sidestep all of that utility. Henny finds the first. Tuurtle helping as well. Max will get a trade, and turns in now in a difficult spot. DGT from E-Box finds another. Two for the price of one, and the site secured to boot. No kit present for Made in Brazil either. Makes this retake very difficult. They have to go very quickly, find the kills cleanly, and stick the defuse sooner rather than later.
Yeah, they got to go fast. They've got to get something in here. Try does fall, but Henny's down to 1 HP. Buda around the corner. Max around the obelisk. Insani takes the peak, spotted and tagged down. Contact by Buda and finished off. Max takes care of Henny, finally puts him down, and he'll swing on to exit as well. The duelie's finding nothing in his hands, and 9Z, a team that struggled with the pistol round, are able to get the pistol round converted against Made in Brazil. A good start on the T side of Anubis. They're halfway to their last total, Nate.
I was just going to say halfway there. Halfway there. Let's do better than last
this ain't
time.
A Bon Jovi song.
Oh, Boggs, you and all your references. Think I know Bon Jovi?
You'd best.
I eschew the classics, Boggs. I ignore them intentionally. It's about the new wave, okay? Insani, we've seen him.
New wave was the 80s, Nate.
The new wave. So that's in fad, okay? The actually new, not like 1980s new, not lead in my household appliances new, okay? Gosh. It is an investment for Made in Brazil, and we have seen what they can do on this map. Insani towards middle is a menace, especially with a deagle. As we talked about, like, everybody on this team kind of popped off for Made in Brazil in that last series, so there is no weak point for 9Z to exploit. They hold their ground, and they begin their move a little bit earlier than they did in the matchup prior. You can see that Blast TV spray as well, Boggs, for the major, the upcoming major. Getting to see some new items in the game.
Major.
Yeah, the final major.
In Go, anyways.
It's a group towards middle, split towards A or towards B. That's my question. Tony,
I think it'll go up the pick.
He blocked the smoke or he threw the smoke. One or the other. Either way, an awkward spot to be. 40 seconds left. 9Z have no inroads anywhere to speak of. It looks like they were going to go towards A, but Insani around the smoke drops the bomb. That's the first foul. He tags the second before falling out. And this force buy from Made in Brazil suddenly becomes a lot scarier.
So rotation back to B now. Rotation coming in from Burns into back up. Tuurtle, they're going to be flushed forward by the Molotov. Sprays coming in. They're sitting on the platform, waiting. The bomb's going to go down. No contestation. And Buda will pick off exit. Burns and making a lot of noise. That MP9 spraying away. Gets out of there, able to reload. All 4 9Z players getting kills now. It's just a flurry of frags for the east side. Tuurtle trying to Alamo it out, but he will fall. The rifles are recovered. One does sit on the ground, but 9Z, after a scary start, are able to recover, and they get this round back on the board. MIBR's force buy goes awry, and we will see a third most likely for 9Z, barring any shenanigans. They have equalized their score from the previous matchup last night on this map. So, they've already done better, Nate.
They've already done better. They've already went up themselves, and I'm already seeing signs of improvement, namely the control of canals, making sure they have both avenues open for aggression They were kind of stalled out in middle, and they made the right call. They don't want to just sit there till time expires, till time gets away from them. They shift gears, go towards E-Box, and quickly transition into a B play, and that was the exact right play. Right when things looked maybe a little bit dire, when they were actually being tested by the Pistols, they come out with a huge read and a very well executed call. Henny, though, in this round finds the opening. Max on the Mac 10, though. It's his turn to harvest. $1,800 in kill rewards already found, looking for more as well. Stemming any sort of bleeding that we saw. It's just a scratch with one player going down. And Tani, the last alive, is tapped out by the Galil. The Mac 10 will not secure the upgrade to the Galil that was dropped by DGT. But still a more than serviceable and more than successful round for 9Z. Only one player falls. It's a Galil, not an AK. And now they can actually get an upgrade. Or, you know, Max can upgrade to an AK and drop a Mac 10. No, they're going to go for full AKs instead. It's actually a full solid rifle round for both teams.
I like the call given the money for 9Z. I think that that's a well acceptable risk. And they know MIBR are going to be able to full buy. There is one kit in the hands of Insani. The op for Try, you want to give as much behind it as you can as well. He takes a little bit of molly damage, jumps up. Tuurtle being watched for over towards E-Box. Burns and going to toss in that flash. Try not exposed to him. David ate a bit of nade damage as 9Z default around the map, looking for an aggressing CT player. Lots of opportunities to push on the CT side of Anubis, Nate. Lots of opportunities to take peeks, and that's going to be a punish from Try. Looks for a boost up for the next guy, and the position will be taken over by Insani, who does have that one kit. But 9Z still have a lot of mid control. A couple players down in Canal, looking to work their way in towards that B site, let Max just work around the back lines.
I love this play. Actually using all avenues open to them. Taking middle. Reading the pass, Insani's probably rotated. And now slowly pressing forward. Even if this player falls, they should still have that flank watch. Down pat, that player coming in through Temple. Sani, active sight, is a man, is fighting two. DGT finally unseats him. Max as well, dropped another. 3 versus 1. Any alone and across the map should be saving the op for the following. 9Z actually taking control of the entirety of the map. Not discounting canals. Dropping down, splitting, doing multiple things at the same time, looking like an actual practiced team on Anubis.
What a concept. What a concept indeed, Nate. This is a good look for 9Z, but it's still, I think, too early to really get too settled in, too confident in their overall success rate on the map. Their CT side last night was appalling. And their T side never really got a chance to get off the ground. MIBR, though, struggling to get anything going. 2 players, excuse me, seem to get 0 kills. Tuurtle has 1. That is just not good enough for MIBR in terms of individual fights. And Try getting that early pick really did spiral things down early for MIBR. Max on the flank, the push coming in through E-Box, dealt with by Insani, but there was just too many people for him to deal with alone after his teammates falling around him. MIBR not quite in worry territory yet, but a few more rounds on the board in a row and confident for 9Z. And I think it's starting to get a little worrisome for MIBR. Maybe timeout time, say round 7. Henny does have that hero op, that saved op. He'll look to do a little bit of damage, but nothing's going to happen just yet.
Interesting boost over Tani's watch. He can't quite connect the shots. He can on that one, though. Tani's Deagle is an ever-oppressive threat. Tuurtle as well, getting cheeky towards B main. Drops David. 2 kills going the way of Made in Brazil. Only 1 the way of 9Z, despite of the rifle advantage. 9Z need to find a way to stem this bleeding to regroup and recalibrate. It looks like an A split is the call. 2 towards the exit sign, 1 towards the main. And their smokes stalling in both directions. A minute left. Plenty of time for 9Z, but they need to be careful not to get caught by the aggressing CT players. We've seen a lot of pressure across the map from Made in Brazil.
Look at DGT all the way through. He's kind of being watched for by Tuurtle, but it's going to come down to timing. Tuurtle just swings, doesn't get clear. DGT here's footsteps behind. Tuurtle peeks deep, and DGT gets double dinked to the back. Try onto the B site, though. Bomb going down. Buda there as well. Buda actually towards the top of the scoreboard, behind Max, who's far ahead of everybody else, but Buda's having a good game so far. Try has that op to try to lock down rotations. 1 coming in through canals, potentially. Very shotgun hopping angle for Try, though, as he backs in towards the site. Spots Insani with a nade in hand. Goes back to keep an eye on Canals. His exit closes the gap. Fast and Furious in. Spotted out. And Try will just miss that first shot, the one he had to take.
Flank.
Buda in a 1v3, rotating around behind them. It's planted for him. They line up. I'll find the possession on the other side, but he's going to take the fights all two. Can't win the last, but there is no kit. The op will be recovered. Does Tuurtle escape alive? He should be far enough away to survive with 39 HP. Yeah, he'll be fine. More than fine. That's 5 in a row for 9Z. A little bit of luck this time, but they could take it. Their economy could eat it. And Buda, good bit of mind games on that rotation around. That is exactly what 9Z needed to kick off this series. And MIBR, perhaps, Nate, finding it hard to get that engine warmed up and rolling.
A lot of fiery individuals for 9Z. A lot of confidence coming out of them. We have the early harvest from Max. We have DGT lurking in middle. We have the op getting proactive and aggressing over towards long on B in that round. A lot of individual initiative being taken and a lot of confidence being rightly placed by these players. 9Z bailing themselves out of a very difficult situation in that round. State of Brazil, this is their biggest buy yet, their biggest chance yet. Double up setup with 3M4 surrounding, kits on the board, good utility. If there was a round for Made in Brazil to win, it should be this round number 6.
It should be this round number 6, but will it be round number 6 is the better question, one to be answered by these two teams. Max is lurking outside of E-Box, the molly burning away, holding him at bay. 3 players in mid for 9Z, just spamming about, looking for some sort of chip damage and confirmed damage that they can scale off of into a round victory, into a site. Insani around the smoke, caught by David, smokes our client side still, and David takes full advantage of that actuality. Henny will hold the line though, and David walks right into his crosshair. Good reposition, good trade back for Henny, still a 4v4 though. Opportunities arriving for 9Z. Bomb to be recovered. Not a lot of time left.
No, not a lot of time, but they can, say, isolate one of the sites, take down one of the ops. It makes the retake very difficult for Made in Brazil. The issue is there's 2 players on either site. Hop on plant and 1 rifle. Molotov comes in, burns in though, is the one to find the opening on the big green. He's falling back as well around the platform, trying to survive. Buda drops his teammate though. The op has to come in big, and it only finds 1. 2 versus 2. The bomb is down though. There's no time left. Henny drops one on the cross. He gets on site. Does he have enough time? I don't think so. Not with that spam. Max forced to go for the duels. Does he fall after time? I believe he does. I think it's an after time death.
That's 100% after time.
Yeah. And that further hampers the money of 9Z.
And now they'll have to go for a half buy. Try on a hero AK because he has the money to afford it. Pistols on the rest of his team though. It's a good win for MIBR. Took a double op setup to do it, which they will not have now. But still, a good time to cut the bleeding, to stop the bleeding. Try and build into a little bit more. Max will eat a nade, down by 49 HP. He's only on the P250 though, although we've seen P250s do some crazy things. It's not exactly the gun you look to do the damage. It's Try on that AK. It's David on the Deagle. The Tech 9s and DGTs in Buda's hands. Insani caught. He hits the scroll wheel jump trying to get out of there. The flash comes in too late. David looking for another pick. And Tuurtle, I don't know what he's doing, is sitting out in the middle of the open. He might be a turtle, but he wasn't in his shell, and he's punished for it. Bomb's going to go down on B. It's a swarm across the site. The guns have not been picked up yet, and the AK is down on the ground, needing to be salvaged for 9Z. But pistols around a tight angle like this B site, it's a very viable hold.
It necessitates some more aggressive posturing, but it still definitely works on a site like B. 2 players towards the plat, 1 on E-Box, 1 on site proper, just sitting on the bomb. And Mid result coming from one direction makes things very difficult. Player mollied out. DGT double thinks down 1. Burns in, gets David. In the meanwhile, they know there's a player in the corner. But Burns in finds a second. Henny a third. Okay, they're actually getting the kills. Smoke down the bomb. They know where the last one likely is. But Buda on timing finds 1. Finds them both. He gets the kills. They get the pistol round victory. And 9Z isolate Made in Brazil's only round victory, turning it into an island. 6-1. The wind quickly back into the sails of the attacking team in 9Z. What did they eat for breakfast? This is a whole, actually not even breakfast because they struggled against Paqueta. What did they eat
Yeah.
for lunch? What did they eat
Or
in
dinner.
between this game and the last game and this one?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a timeout called by MIBR. They are very, very loath to use their timeouts, Nate. They don't like it. And they're calling a timeout this early. I guess it just goes to show the importance of qualifying for ESL Challenger Katowice in the minds of Made in Brazil. It's another attempt at European glory. And this is going to be a half buy round they call a timeout into. Hero Rifle for Henny, MP9 on Burns, and P250 rather on Insani, a Deagle for Exit, Tuurtle maybe a P255-7 as well. He's still sitting on a USP, but 9Z are looking very comfortable on the Anubis on the T side. Maybe it was that CT start that just kind of threw them out of their loop and they were never able to recover. There was a player not feeling too good on the 9Z side yesterday as well, so maybe that was part of it. But either way, as it stands right now, Nate, this is 9Z looking up to their potential. This is more or less the 9Z that we fell in love with back at the Road to Rio so long ago now. That's 2 majors ago. And Henny, though, that Hero Rifle only good for 1. It's Buda to step up again. He's been having himself a moment. He might even grab a pair. He will do just that. For more. He will with the nade combining with DGT. Buda is unstoppable right now, and he's feasting on the eco frags. His buffet plate is loaded up, and he might have to go back for another.
Might have to. Teammate falls, sure, but 2 losses in this round is still more than acceptable. Buda, we kind of praised him earlier today for his decent performance on the series versus Paqueta. He's had an insane performance thus far in this first match. He's doing what Insani did. Try throwing away the op with a pistol in hand. Looks for yet another. Finds it on the P250. Feeling it. Again, fiery individuals coming to play for 9Z. Buda, is he the top of the server for his team? He is. 12 kills to his name. Only a couple of them being eco frags. Keep in mind, a majority of the early game harvest was done by Max. So Buda is in the thick of it. Finding frags. Finding openings. Again, what has changed? What has changed for 9Z? This is such a departure from what we saw yesterday.
Yeah, I don't know, man. This is pretty incredible. This is such a good performance from them. Try. That's another nice opening on the op. And Insani caught through the smoke. Max going to take advantage of that. Tuurtle pushes aggressively. Henny going to get dinked. He does a lot of damage as well. Can't finish off Max, who has help as well. But it's going to be him to finish off the job alone. Max with another one. And Buda found Burns in the interim. Tuurtle the last man standing. It's a messy, scrappy round, a mid-fight. It's a mid-brawl. Tuurtle last man alive. Goes into mid. All the X's in that area, and 9Z survive with 3 alive. Their money going to grow again. Their score line becoming quite out of control. Made in Brazil, it's timeout time where they can get another full buy. This round will not be that. It's going to be another half. Nate, where was this 9Z yesterday?
They wanted to warm up with the consolidation final. They wanted another game to play before the final, so they were really warm and ready. That's my only explanation now, because this is such a big... Like, how do you fix this much stuff in one day? After a long day with 2 BO3s and no morning to figure it out. Like, how? Unreal.
I don't know. I don't know. But I do know. It said 9Z have a very particular set of skills.
At this point, I'm going to say, if they play a team and they have a rematch, they're going to win because they know how to fix every issue in one day.
I know. And who's their coach right now? Because I know they were coached by Zach at one point. I don't know if they are still. I don't think so. TGE is coaching them. I'm not familiar with TGE. But apparently, he's a miracle worker.
Maybe the analyst
still,
as well?
We might be getting ahead of ourselves here. Let's
only
temper
8-1.
things
It's
a little
only
bit.
8-1.
Yeah.
Right, which is a great scoreline, but it's a T-sided map, obscenely so. We've covered that a lot because it is a fledgling. Every map kind of starts like that. They have a T-side flux, and then it becomes a little bit more CT-side as they figure out the pieces to the puzzle.
Yep.
the main issue is that the individuals from Made in Brazil still really aren't finding success. In fact, Insani's kills, I think, have only come from Deagles. I don't think I've seen a single rifle kill from him. It's all been Deagles.
I think he had 2 rifle kills, holding that B site anchor.
There's the aggression that we knew from Made in Brazil. That's the aggression that kept 9Z in the dirt yesterday. And that kind of aggression does net them the advantage now going into the post plant. The issue is DGT still has a lot of control here. He could hold this flank by extension because of it. They're going to attempt this. The question is, are they going to be fast enough? DGT drops the op. Buda, a second. The third player is expected. Tuurtle does find one on the MP9.
Been spotted.
Yeah, he's been spotted. Buda up in heaven. Oh, he's been silenced. Okay, nothing's getting interesting. DGT, though, he dropped Henny. He finds the second. It is expensive, but again, they've won so many rounds, 9Z. They have more than enough money to reinvest. The op can be dropped by DGT. And we do have another timeout, a second timeout called by Made in Brazil, a team that's normally super stingy, using half of their timeouts in the first 11 rounds.
And it's necessary again, too. That's the thing. It's another one they have to use because of how rough this scoreline is starting to get for them. For crying out loud, their closest rounds, aside from that one victory, have been on a half buy. That victory was a double op.
We missed a big thing, Boggs. Yesterday, it was 7-1 in favor of Brazil. Today, it was 7-1 against Brazil.
Oh, yeah.
On the exact same map. Kind of the opposite of yesterday. It's again deja vu because of the map bans and also just the way this first map was played out. The team on the T side just out the gate sprinting. What was it, 13-2 at the end of the first half? I think they stole away the last part of the half with a ninja defuse.
Yeah.
And so that was where they got their second. Burns in. Burns 2-1 alive. Finds a second with a team flash. Maybe an opportunity for Made in Brazil to get a second on the board. Oh, definitely so with that. 3 and 4 for Burnson. We mentioned individuals needed to come alive. Burnson finding 4, leaving just Try in the 1 versus 4. He's found a first, but he needs 3 more, and Henny is posted on the crossing with his own op in hand.
There's rifles for a trade, too. A peek from Insani will shut that down, and I think an op will be recovered here. Nope, they're going to go for the AKs. They don't want to double up again. But off the back of the timeout, it's a good round victory for Made in Brazil, although Burnson puts the team in his backpack, single-handedly holding on to that B site. Magnificent work for him. I think for 9Z, they're going to have to find a way to get around the human Maginot line. I don't know if there's an Ardennes for them to get around, Nate.
I think there is.
Also, why does Burnson not have? This is not live, folks.
This
is not live.
Yeah. Something's happened. Some sort of tech issue. Match will be match medic shortly. Hopefully, it won't be long. I recall yesterday was like 45 minutes or something like that. Something absurd. I'm already thankful that the update, the sticker update, for those of you who didn't know, has gone live. The tech delay was very brief, thankfully, but never know. We're never out of the woods. We're playing an online tournament.
Yeah, I'm wondering what the issue is here, because it seemed to be a Made in Brazil problem. But who knows? Either way, it was a good response from MIBR. And they kind of have to not let 9Z get a 12-3 half or 13-2 half on them.
Pause is still continuing.
Yeah.
This has been a lengthy
I'm wondering
one
what
now.
the issue is.
Yeah, now I'm curious.
Yeah, me too. Well, it sounds like it's going to be a bit of time, folks, so hopefully we can get this resolved very quickly. Hopefully it's not something regarding the update, but stick it here, keep it here, stay tuned, because 9Z MIBR map number 1 is coming back in just a second.
Thankfully, a brief break. We are back to the action, ladies and gentlemen. 9Z were in the driver's seat until that last round. Made in Brazil really brought them back down to earth on Pineapple Fields, joined by Boggs. And 9Z, their economy's on the cusp of being reset. Their buy is compromised. Buda on a Tech 9, Max on a Galil. It's a lot of utility damage taken towards the middle as well. And Sonny, give it up, going towards exit sign, but still is in more or less control. I say that, Max and DGT combined, finding the kill. A good opening secured. 9Z not letting off the gas. In fact, changing up the pace entirely in this round number 12.
And the site. It's a full-on A blitz. They do get the bomb, or should get the bomb down here pretty quickly. Buda keeps hunting as he is feeling it. But he is put down. He was a man on the Tech 9, so you can expect that to be his plan. Just close the gap, get up close and personal, do some damage if you can. Very least, though. It's going to hold the line. Burns and peeks around, though. That's a nice double tap on the try. Molotov onto the platform. Max holding close. Has a couple of different angles to watch. He gets caught looking the other direction. Another one from Burns, who is heating up very quickly. A double swing, a triple swing, and they all fall in due turn. The bowling pins hit the ground, and MIBR back with a third on the board. Here we go. They're starting to claw back, Nate, and 9Z don't really have the money to contest this round.
They don't. Made in Brazil, they won 2, and they won 2 in a row. These victories are not isolated like the last. That's big for their economy, big for their confidence even. They now have a very solid opportunity to string multiple rounds together. But we have seen an eco victory from 9Z, if I'm not mistaken, or at least a poor buy victory. Tech 9 P250s, or 1 P250, 3 Deagles. This is the rifle and the op of Made in Brazil. The issue is the lack of utility. There's no real possibility for an actual take from 9Z. They just have to win the duels, and well, they didn't win the first. Try, drop to buy exit. And no one from Made in Brazil sticking their neck out too far either.
Nothing yet for 9Z, just that one casualty. David clearing up E-Box, he's made noise. Tuurtle's here to try and farm him. Burns in around the corner as well can help. Henny holding the long V angle. Tuurtle, though, he has to spray away and pray, but he only gets one. Buda puts him down. A couple of players tagged down as well, and 9Z just trying to get some bomb plants and get some damage out of this one. Oh, this flank from DGT. Does he do it?
He does get
no
it.
Knife, but that's an M4. And Henny, he got Henny too! Make it almost a second or a third! Buda gets the trade! The bomb can go down! 4 kills plus a plant is a more than enough for 9Z out of this round. And there's still a chance for double. Very low, albeit, but still, that chance is there.
It's there, and a significant exit. Doesn't want to give away his position yet. Timing's everything in this duel at this stage. Buda's just hiding on the site in the default corner, banking on the fact that exit thinks he went E-Box instead. Walking on the side, he thinks it's E-Box. He's going to walk into it. Does Buda see him? No. Buda's just... He's standing still. Time is a factor. Exit has to stick it. He's running now. Buda's clear. Does he have time to take the defuse? It's got to be down to the wire. I think he has it. Buda, I love the idea. Does he get it? Buda gets it! Timing is in his favor. Exit misses the defuse by a matter of milliseconds. In 9Z, that is 2 eco rounds won versus Made in Brazil. And now we have a tech pause. Buda hasn't bought. Did Buda disconnect? Did Buda win that round by disconnecting? Please tell me he won that round by disconnecting.
He moved at the end. He moved at the end.
Did he?
I'm pretty sure he did.
He just got shot in the corner, right? Or did he move?
I thought he moved. I thought he swung.
He could have. Actually, he probably swung. He might have swung. Yeah.
Either way, he's not moved.
No, his body
Maybe he broke something or knocked something over out of celebration.
Maybe he was lagging. And so he had to just kind of hide on a very...
He was lagging and won that round because he was just sitting there.
What a way to win it, though. Really playing his time. Again, Buda is the player that we put under the looking glass because he's so hit and miss and because he struggled so much recently. He's the lowest rated player by miles on this team. 0.89 HLTV rating. Is it 8.9 or 8.4? 8.9 for Buda. Average 61.8 ADR. He's sitting at 17 kills right now, trading off of his teammates incredibly well. He clutched up that round by sitting in a corner for the entirety of a 1 versus 1 post plant.
Dude was praying the rosary.
He's has some unreal impact and trading ability on Anubis. He is the reason his team is ahead 10-3.
I mean, Max has had some big rounds too. You can't put Max down, or DGT even tries at his moments.
But Max had 10 kills by around like 4. Max was eco frag aficionado. Buda has been in the trenches trading his teammates. Granted, you know, there's a little bit of debating there, sure, if you want to really make that argument. But still, Buda is doing a lot more than is asked of him ever.
Yeah, Buda's definitely putting in the work right now, and it's good to see for 9Z. Max has actually run into one. I think he saw Tuurtle before that smoke bloomed. And he's going to be able to win that fight, albeit very messily, down very low, and able to escape past the gaze of Burns. And they should know he's here, right? They
Oh my goodness, timing.
They know.
Burns in.
It doesn't matter.
He is the shining star, the only one keeping Made in Brazil in it. A double. Henny off the back of that finds a third. It looks so good for 9Z. Their aggression finds the opening, but it's undone by Burns' double, and the op of Henny ringing through for one, I believe, towards middle as well. 2 versus 4, DGT and Buda. Never count them out when they have Buda on the board, but a walk in towards B is the call. There's only one defender, and he's in a very passive spot. This is very doable for at least the bomb plant. Question is, can Buda pull off the same theatrics he did in the round prior?
He's got DGT with him, but Burnson's here. Buda in the open, but Buda doesn't care. He denies Burnson's attempt at heroics. And now Buda's going to smoke off his E-box and get that bomb down on the ground. Digits punched in, but he's kind of marooned on sight. Able to back away, though, with that flashbang. Take a position towards E-box, and Sani's coming back through B main. And Buda's down towards Canals. Henny holding with that op. He has utility, and Sani does too. Buda and DGT. DGT's going to get blindsided by Insani, though Buda now knows where they are. But he's got a 1v3 against guns this time to deal with. They're starting to hone in on his position. Nobody's tapped the bomb. There is no kit, and that is an issue. But he peeks too early. And there should be enough time for the 10-second defuse to come through from Made in Brazil. Insani puts him down. But it's Burnson again with all of that. Holy smokes, that was close.
Calculated. They had the sound cues on. They had the music cue for sure. They had the music cue.
Yeah, but still, that was terribly close.
It was definitely too close for comfort. If he bought a little bit more time, and I like the idea from Buda. He has to peek.
Another second.
He has to peek to see where the diffuser is before the smoke blooms. That is his idea.
Fair.
That's his sentiment, and I appreciate it. No, I'll say it. I appreciate it. The angle they chose to defuse as well was very well hidden from the angle Buda was playing. He probably would have shot through the smoke and killed somebody thinking they were the diffuser, and then gave it up. So, I like the idea. Either way, Made in Brazil do secure a 4th. They're looking for a 5th as well, and they might find it because 9Z's buy is beleaguered.
Burns in up close, takes care of one of those AKs. Tuurtle has Max on a plate. Burns in another multi-frag before Try can put him out of his misery. Try doubles up, but it's DGT now in the clutch. One from the window, he knows where the next is, but he's spammed by Insani. And it's 5 rounds to MIBR to close out this half. A turnaround from 9Z. Can they continue in half number 2?
Made in Brazil have begun their recovery from the slide that was half number one. The question is, can they continue it with a pistol round victory, or will they stumble once more with a loss? I'm Pineapple Phillips, joined by Boggs. This has been a remarkable statement of a game thus far from 9Z. 10 rounds found already after the first half, with only 2 rounds found the last time these teams went head-to-head on this very same map.
Yeah, 9Z have equalized their scoreline from the entirety of 2 maps last night. Burnson, though, a backstep onto Max, and David gets caught by Insani. Pistol round already looking good for Made in Brazil, which is fantastic. It's exactly what they need here to get back into their map pick. They picked it because of their dominating performance. Try, though, going to try and shut them down with headshots. He's running out of ammunition in his magazine. No time to reload. He's got friends from behind, though. They need to help him out. It's Buda to drop the bomb, which sits out towards heaven. 3v3 to a 3v2 as Try has found Fred. Buda coming in, and Saudi dumpstered. It's up to Exit now out towards Plat, and what looks so good for Made in Brazil now looks dire. 1 man, no armor, and a Glock up against 3 9Z members, all with Kevlar, all with the vests, and USPs ready to tap him away. The bomb at their feet, like hens on an egg. Exit creeping around, spots DGT, drops down, silent and a deadly. The blinds out of DGT, flips around. Heaven's a problem, but Exit's found 2. He's brought this back. It's up to Try, who wins the day. And 9Z, Nate, that's both pistol rounds for a team that struggle heavily on them. They have brought their A game against Made in Brazil on map 1.
What a play from Exit, though. A 1v3, lurks out on a timing, finds 2. Like that with the Glock, and very nearly the third, might I add. That last fight was a 50-50 if I've ever seen one.
Yep.
Try just faster on the USB. 4 kills in that round for him, might I add. He's coming alive. We talked about it, I think, in the first map of their first game today on, was it Nuke? Where he just absolutely dominated on the CT side. It might be more of the same here on Anubis for Try. If that's the case, Made in Brazil have their work cut out for them. They actually have to just look forward to Nuke instead, because if Try's firing on all cylinders like he did in that first map versus Paqueta, this game might already be curtains. MP9s, Moss, and an M4 versus Glocks. 1 hero P250. Next to nothing for Made in Brazil, excuse me, to work with, due to their lack of a long play. And they're getting harvested. They lose, or they find, I should say. Made in Brazil find only 1 with the Glock, and I can't imagine them finding a second with the P250. Not giving this duel. David rushing down, looking to harvest. Instead, it's Try at range to find him with the A1S. 12-5. Only 4 rounds separate 9Z from victory on their opponent's map pick.
"9Z looking so good, Nate. They are so poised and doing everything right. MIBR, though, a full buy, AKs, 1 Galil on Henny for all that utility. He's the man who throws the most flashbangs for the team after all. It is his job as the opper to chuck those forward. 9Z, a couple MP9s, a FAMAS as well. DGT taking a lot of damage with that M4 in hand. Might not be a bad idea to toss that over to Max. And we'll see what the play is here. David, very aggressive. Falls back behind that smoke. Very defaulty round for Made in Brazil. You're probably expecting some sort of aggression from 9Z. The nade takes so much out of Burnson, though. He tries to trace it back where it came from, but David let that fly and then ran for the hills. Well, not really ran, he walked, but he got out of dodge.
Got out of dodge. That's what's important. Good opening for Made in Brazil. They're looking to transition it into something more. This is a bit of a bonus for 9Z. For the most part, Try it. No money left in the bank, but everybody else has about 2K or thereabouts. Made in Brazil are going for a site split. 3 towards middle, 2 towards the A main. There are 2 players here in an aggressive posturing as well for the defenders. It's Try and David up close and personal. David, like his MP9 in the best spot possible. Tuurtle, though, drops his support, his cavalry. And now he's stuck on an island. Alamoed in towards the main. Burns and catches the flank. And Sani from behind drops David. Defense felled. DGT as well, taken down by Exit. The last alive is Buda. He was that player we've been praising time and time again. He is top for the server for his team. But a 1 versus 5, even with the HP on Exit, Tuurtle, and Burns, it is simply an irrecoverable situation. He's going to try to save this FAMAS for the following, and if he does so successfully, it should be a solid enough buy for 9Z, especially if he can recover that M4 as well towards CT spawn.
A flawless round for MIBR, though, if it is flawless, is going to be huge for them, their confidence. For 9Z, it's a round that was a bonus, so they can buy up again, although Try might be a bit broke. Will be a bit broke. Severely broke. But Buda has grabbed that M4A1. He'll tuck away and hide. Should be able to survive. Nobody... Oh, never mind. Insani's around the corner. Maybe an AK upgrade for Buda. Nope, Buda's dead. There's Insani to get the kill. And a nice response from Made in Brazil once the guns come out, closing that gap to 6. Here we are. The real test, I don't know, actually. It might be a half buy from 9Z. They do like to go aggressive, but a half buy here would be the proper call. And yeah, they're just going to half it. It's a well-reserved, very savvy decision from the CT side.
And his try is still going to be destitute following, though. Maybe a FAMAS at best or an MP9. But I do like it. We talked about it in the first series. This is my theme throughout this whole tournament. In fact, 9Z buying pistols when they don't need to, buying down a little bit too low on the half buys and hamstringing their actual investments. This is a very prudent save, though. Very well placed one as well. Money being scrupulously managed, and they are finding some damage as well, despite the bare bones buy. 2 deagle kills for the price of 1 death. Makes this a very precarious spot for Made in Brazil. It's still definitely around in their favor, but if they lose anything else, it could very quickly snowball out of control, especially if bomb drops here. Oh, a missed opportunity from David. 3 versus 3 secured. Make that a 3 versus 2 as Henny drops Buda. The player on site should be expected as well. Must be not long for the world max taken down. Try. Probably going to try to save this AK if I had to guess. Will be a 7th for Made in Brazil, but 9Z at least doing a little bit of damage and showing us that they can be dangerous in every round presented to them.
This was just the eco round, though. This was just the half buy for 9Z, and they come out of it with, at the very least, 2 kills, at the very most, 2 kills and a saved AK. So well done by 9Z to get that damage. MIBR, though, not looking at that. They're just looking at getting rounds on the board, slowly and steadily closing the gap, getting closer and closer to 9Z, not letting Anubis run out of their fingers. That's a very important thing here, is not letting Anubis slip through their fingers. Because Nuke, if 9Z play like this, they should win it. No doubt, no question, in my mind. 9Z are a very good Nuke team. And if they play like they are right now, I don't know if MIBR can counter that. MIBR really haven't gotten the engines going, though, which is the other thing. Burnson has done a lot of work individually, and Sonny's had some good rounds, some good plays as well, but it's really been Burnson that's the main reason why MIBR even have 7.
Burnson has been the playmaker. He's found countless multi-kills. The impact of an opening is pretty important, but the impact of a multi-kill is inscrutable. Like, he's had so many multi-kills that have just changed the tide of the game entirely. So he is the one difference maker, the playmaker. 9Z, their defense, bolstered by rifles now. They got that one saved rifle to really flesh out the investment. Try will have an op. There'll be rifles across the board and utility. And David will start things off right for his team with a kill. Try. This is the shot in return, but you know what? They both survive, and they tag Tuurtle down to 9. Exit through the smoke on a spam. Drops David. They still mow the platform for a good measure. DGT is taking up that position, and it's a very scary spot to be. Made in Brazil shifting gears, looking across the map, looking for pressure, looking for aggression, and also looking for openings. A re-aggress towards the A main for exit, catches DGT on a timing. Very well done there. Made in Brazil shifting things back towards their favor now in a 4 versus 3. Sani lurked all the way down middle as well, could catch these rotations.
Buda's here for the fight against Insani, but Insani just drive-bys him, shuts him down. Henny will have Max on a platter. And Try will not try for a retake here. Made in Brazil on the T side, showing why Anubis is such a T-sided character. Nate. 9Z need to call a timeout when they can get a buy up. This is...
We're at that point.
Uh-huh. We're at that point where things are getting nerve-wracking.
Yeah, we got the pistol.
You can be like, oh, it's 4 rounds still. No.
It's T side that they're going against. Keep that in mind. Henny drops the Opper as well. We'll cover the Op for his troubles. These 4 rounds will go deceptively quick. Unless 9Z has something to say about it. And the money from Mid is already becoming an issue as well. Look at that economy. You said 9Z needed a timeout. They'll use it earlier than expected. They'll use it into the save round. Probably going to buy some 5.7s, maybe a Deagle or 2. The eco's definitely worked out on the T side. We'll have to see if they can have similar success on the CT side.
Yeah, they only need 4 more rounds, Nate. But 4 rounds can be an eternity to gather on this map. It's getting to the point where it might be a close scoreline, but I think MIBR is starting to gas up to the point where they can take this first map.
Turning a corner.
Mm-hmm.
Like an illusion. It's a very niche one. It's like Cars. It's almost, it's a story very much like Icarus's in Greek mythology, where Cars, Lightning McQueen, decided he didn't need to change his tires, and as he gets to the finish line, all of his tires pop. And so he's just inching along desperately. It's a 3-way tie. What was that? The opening of Cars 1? The impetus for the whole movie?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Feels like that for 9Z, where all the tires have popped, nothing's going their way, and they're now just desperately trying to hobble by to tie at the very least. 3 rounds is a lot to ask at this stage.
There's a couple kills for MIBR. Make it 3. No response back for 9Z. But yeah, it feels like they're driving on rims with no rubber. I actually had an experience where I was finishing up with my tire completely flat. You know. We're fine. Everything's good. At least for me. I don't think for 9Z right now. Again, they have a lead, but it is so perilous. Flawless again for Made in Brazil. They're finishing it off nice and easy. Now.
Rounds.
Yep.
5 from
3
9Z.
rounds.
Just try go for the opportunities, go for a rifle. That's the biggest question to me. That's the biggest adjustment point as well. And he goes for the rifle. Prioritizing utility. We have a kit as well because of it. Bravo. Bravo. If he bought Kevlar and then Op, he would not have been able to afford the kit regardless. It's 57.50. So this buy prioritizes a full belt and the kit. It's a very big call for 9Z, and I think it could work out depending on these opening engagements. Buda 1 for 1. They spot the second player crossing as well. That leaves him alone. Try timings, everything. It's in a very niche angle. There's 3 players in E-Box still swing into the Op slowly as well. It's a kill for free for Henny, and the player back Obelisk does not fare any better. Burns and finds that. And Max, is he ready for the flank? They know he's here. Max, you're stuck. And Sonny takes him down at range. Praise to them for the investment, but we cannot say the same for the execution. 9Z picked apart cleanly and slowly, deliberately by Made in Brazil. David, last alive towards spawn, towards Temple. Should be saving his M4 for the following. The question is, will Made in Brazil try to hunt him down? The answer is most assuredly yes.
Oh, it's only going to be 2 rounds now. 9Z unable to get much after that pistol round. MIBR getting the guns in their hands and getting the rounds on the board. Closing the gap quickly. Very quickly. Slow. To the end of the round, David just praying he stays alive. And he should survive, and he will. But 9Z's chances of surviving on map number 1, I don't think are going to last too much longer. Made in Brazil on this T side are just taking complete control. 9Z had some confident rounds, not all of them. MIBR's rounds are looking better and better and better and better. Every single round, they get stronger and stronger. 9Z just have nothing they can do on the defense here, and this was the problem for them. They only got 2 rounds on the CT side last night on Anubis.
Better than none on the P side.
They've equalized that here.
Yeah, that's true. Better than none, like they had on the T side. Granted, they didn't really get to get into their T side, so double-edged sword on that respect. Pistols, we've seen what they can do on the T side. Can they do the same on the CT? Can finally 9Z get another round on the board? Not a good start. Tuurtle finds Max, the player close towards E-boxes, mollied out. Buda falling back. I like the idea, but no kill. Burns and finds that. Good flank from DGT for 1, but it's only 1. Penny's finds DGT. 2 versus 4 for David and Try. And Made in Brazil are making the right read, just taking A for more or less free. Penny drops David. The last alive is Try. He has the scout in hand. It's against 3. And any damage they do at this point, 9Z, it's inconsequential. The money for Made in Brazil is so dang good that any damage can be more than covered by the banks of this team.
And Try's just going to try and save an AK, which it's not terrible for 9Z, but obviously it's not great. I mean, this is eco round, so saving an AK would be nice. The fact that they are now within 1 round of being tied up with, and that AK sits on the ground, I think Insani didn't want to wait 40 seconds for the round to end. So he goes on the hunt, gets that one done. Tries going to get back on an op here, but timeout again from 9Z. Please call a timeout, because this needs to get fixed. They need to fix things. They need to find a way to stop this pressure that MIBR are putting on 9Z. They need to find a way to hold off this assault. And the individuals on MIBR have certainly woken up. The individuals on 9Z have gone to sleep. And it's just like we're watching 2 different halves. 2 different teams, one replacing the other for the second half.
Max finding the blindsided here. Oh, timing's everything. Burnson doesn't quite find it, but he gets control. A good read from Made in Brazil across the board on the C side. Good swing from Max, though. A confident swing is what nets them an opening. First kill secured. Insani towards Canals, though. It's a trade, and he looks for more. Buda will get the trade, maintain the advantage tenuously, but Henny on the off claps right on back. Henny, in fact, nope, doesn't double down. Through the wall, he'll do damage. Tuurtle instead is the one to bring the favor to Made in Brazil, finding Max over towards B, towards Temple side of things. These David and DGT. Now swings in. Oh, Tuurtle misses the dual exit, though, drops DGT. It's trades across the map, and they are maintaining the advantage for Made in Brazil. David in a 1 versus 2 against an op and an AK. It's an uphill battle, to say the least.
No utility, no kit, only 7 kills to his name, 23 rounds into the game. Looking to try and fix that, but he eats that flashbang. Moving around towards window. Looking down. Drops down. Taps it. Take from Henny, and he'll win the fight. Tie ball game. 12 all. 9Z have lost now 7 in a row.
Yes, they have.
And a tech pause.
Is it the 3rd or the 4th?
4th or 5th.
Well, let's see. We had the tech pause for the stickers at the start.
Yep.
We had a second, I think, early on in the first half.
I think we had 2 early. I think we had 2 in the first half, and then at least 1 in this half before this one.
It's true. That'd be 5. It's a lot. Thankfully,
Yep.
they've been quick though.
Yeah, they haven't been too long, aside from that first one. And yeah, that one's quick again.
It's the shortest one yet.
Yeah. Very short.
Issue is the other thing that's short is the economy of 9Z. Nothing
That's
to work
beyond short. That's minuscule.
Okay. It's a little bit critical, and here we go. This is kind of the thing I was criticizing them of before. Buying things in eco rounds to try and get across the line and hamstringing their actual investments in the round following. DGT is down to 1350 in the bank with a FAMAS in hand. That's not going to facilitate a good buy in the following. It means they're going to have to cut corners, and not what you can afford to do at this stage. Good flash from Try, though. Does start the first of many required duels for 9Z. Burns and taken down towards A main. exit, though. Has made an entrance towards the middle in the meanwhile, getting a lot of control, as has Insani. Duel coming in towards the exit sign. Bit of damage. Careful. Moss taken down by Exit towards the doors. Exit doubling down, drops David as well. And just when they found the opening, the momentum swings back like a pendulum. Henny furthering it. Another kill found. 4 versus 2. Second player tagged. Buda does find one. Not a second. No chance. Tuurtle turns around. Finds the trade. We'll probably grab the op as well if I had to guess. Max in Temple. 1 versus 3. Just staring at a smoke. There's a player on the other side waiting for him. There's no chance he finds more than one. 5-7 will be lucky if it finds a headshot up close. Nothing beyond that, though.
Doesn't even get a close fight. Put down by Insani and Exit, closing the gap. And MIBR get their first lead of this game, Nate. It's round 25 that they accomplish it on. Going into round 26, no op for 9Z. A good amount of utility, sure, but not having that op is going to make it hard to counter Henny, who's been chiming in quite a bit. Tuurtle, Exit, Burns, and Insani, all separated by 2 kills. Henny, 4 kills behind the top of the scoreboard. Made in Brazil have made a team effort to claw back in. And that's a good thing, because Burnson was doing it all in the first half. He's calmed down significantly here on half number 2. The fact of the matter is, MIBR don't care who's getting the kills as long as they're getting the wins.
Yeah. When you're fragging as a team, it's a very difficult thing to go up against. 9Z. Kind of at a loss at this stage. They haven't really used timeout since. They do have rifles. An AUG for Buda, no op. Kit as well to cover all their bases. Okay utility. But 9Z, they've actually found the opening with some consistency. A fair few times onto Burns in towards A main. And yet they still come up short. They need to convert openings like that. They need to have a protocol in mind. When you find the opening, what do you do from there? You should hunker down, play the sites rather than play the fights. Right now, 9Z, their discomfort is showing.
Yes.
Made in Brazil can feel it. Times everything. Johnny spots him. That's a good kill. Buda taken down. Another opening, this time the way of Made in Brazil. 35 seconds left, and there's still 4 defenders around. Made in Brazil need to make a choice and quickly. Bomb is kind of just sitting in spawn on the walk down towards canals. 26 seconds left. They have to make a choice. It's going to be A. Gonna be A. There's a player backside. Second towards the exit sign. Burns and finds the first. A nice opening. DGT up close. Could stop it all though. Swinging in is Burns and he finds the second. We talked about his double kills, his multi-kills. He does not fail to deliver in this round. Try. Might finally finish him. No. Burns and tripling down. In fact, leaves Max alone and isolated across the map from the action. 14-12, all but guaranteed. The only question in this round is, will Max be allowed to save his rifle?
They know where he is, and they're going to start converging on his position. Letting him save would be a detriment to MIBR's ease. He does get one, but it doesn't really matter to this amazing MIBR economy. Max cash on Insani, 4 players above quintuple digits. Only Burns in as the broke boy, 6750. And that's the least amount of money on his entire team. Exit is 15.4 thousand. After investing. And a tactical timeout by 9Z. A bit late on the call, Nate. This is...
They keep using them into eco rounds. Is it the second
time
they've
done it?
Yeah, they could
use the last round.
Yeah. They keep using these timeouts going into eco rounds. Now, this buy's on the cusp, so I'm thinking they might even try to go for it because they love doing that, but surely they can't justify
please
it.
No.
Please no. I would say keep 3,700 on try. It's the most money. Or actually even maybe keep David on 3,800 if Try wants to buy a pistol. But keep enough for the op and all the bells and whistles. Buy a deagle if you can afford it. Kevlar. But nothing beyond there. Keep it above 2K at the minimum. DGT splurging a little bit down to 1,750, but this is okay. Try going for utility. Drop the P250. Let's have Kevlar as well, actually. So the last one is he might have enough for the op in the following. I don't know. I'm not too... I don't know the intimacies of the loss bonus. All I know is it's max loss bonus. It might be enough to facilitate an op. It might not be.
I think it will be. Just no util.
You know, it'll be a compromise for sure. I know that. I'm just wondering how big of a compromise.
Let's see. Max loss is what? 34?
I believe so, yeah.
5,700.
So Kevlar, an op, and a dash of utility.
And like a flash or smoke.
Yeah, not much. The question is, will 9Z prioritize the kit as well? It's another big question that we've seen them look over multiple times. Aggression and A main once again. We've seen this flash play like 4 times at the stage. 9Z, their strat book, while it was far better than yesterday, is proving to be far too shallow. Burns and drops DGT. David dropped by the very same. You can't stop Burns, and once he finds one, he's assuredly going to find another at minimum. In a result, a fast track to 15 at this stage. 9Z just looking for something to give them confidence at this stage.
They're looking for OT, Nate. They're looking, at this point, for 15-0. And 9Z have not won a round since round number 2 of this half, since round 17.
Correct.
This is about to be 10 straight rounds.
It was 12-5. It's now 12-14.
Yep.
This will be 10 if they win it, and it looks like they will as well, because they're entering into an empty site. The question is, do 9Z even try it? They have Kevlar on 2. Those 2 could save those for the following, give them a little bit of extra bump in the investment.
Saving the Kevlar would be huge.
Yeah, try saving the Kevlar would actually be consequential. Same could be said for Max, albeit to a lesser degree. It's exactly what they decided to do. It looks like Try is probably going to save. He's looking for utility in their spawn. He finds 2 flashes on the ground. Okay. Penny pincher. I like the idea. Savvy with the money.
He needs to be. Mollies are 600 each. Kits 400. It's expensive on the CT side. At least the op doesn't cost more money.
Fair. M4s do, though. That's for certain.
Yeah, they do. Even the A1S, which is still the cheaper one.
Still costs $200 more.
Still, yep. And then the M4A1, or A4, I mean.
Like $200 on
That's,
top.
Yeah, it's $400 more than the AK for being a worse gun.
It's like buying another kit, basically. It's like buying 2 kits and $200 more expensive Molotov. That's an extra, what, $1,000 to your economic upkeep?
Yep.
It's difficult.
That's a lot of money.
A lot. The buy will be good, though. We have the op for Try. We have kits. We have utility. We have rifles. Thankfully, it's not another compromised buy for 9Z team. The question is, can this buy find one and then lead to another 2? Because that's what they need. 3 in a row that go unanswered. If that's not the case, Made in Brazil will be sending us off to nuke with their own map pick in the back pocket.
Buda's blinded, burns in with the 1. You know he has another one when he gets 1. He's always good for multi-kill. 2-man advantage for MIBR. And they're just going to continue to scale on forward, looking to just sweep 9Z under the rug. Ignore that first half, folks. That's why I was always apprehensive to say 9Z were going to run away with it, because of the potential of this T half for MIBR. DGT only 1, try to a 1v4. No opportunity at all. He's already been tagged. He's fleeing from the site. He does catch Henny, but there's still so many more players to find. Another Molotov behind, and Tuurtle finishes him off. 11 rounds in a row to close out map number 1 for Made in Brazil, and that is an emphatic response from the Brazilian squad to take their map pick. Yes, not as convincing, not nearly as convincing as yesterday's 16-2, but the T half was